What is going on, YouTube? This is just something I wanted to talk about today. I've been doing, many videos about physical media disappearing and just how stuff is changing nowadays. Some for the better, some for the worse. And as a big thanks to you guys, I was going out today to Walmart to purchase Final Fantasy VII Rebirth as a giveaway this month. Now, the giveaway is still going on. Believe me, it's still going on, but it was just the experience I had. So I really wanted to buy the physical disc. I didn't want to buy, I don't really like giving out too much digital stuff, because, yeah, it's nicer to have the physical copy of it. And as I got to Walmart, I've showed you guys videos, I've showed you pictures of how all the physical media in my Walmart is slowly just disappearing. We're down to only maybe 3 to 4 PS5s in stock at all times. Only a couple Series X, Nintendo Switches, and so for the most part, are still being kept in stock pretty well. I said in the past that I believe that Nintendo is going to hold off the longest on the physical media aspect, but the game section itself was just horrible. Now, I don't know if a lot of you remember, which probably you do. I look at my demographic for my analytics, and a lot of my viewers are, 25 to 40 years old. So a lot of you guys remember. But when we had releases for video games, physical media especially, it was like an event, guys. There was a midnight release. There was when you'd show up, they'd give stuff out. When you'd show up for pre-orders and everything, there was like a whole special event for everything. It wasn't just nowadays how it feels like. It's just not the same. So nowadays you can buy the pre-orders digitally. You can do all that stuff online, and midnight that night it unlocks so you can play it and everything, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. But I remember when like Halo Reach came out. Me and a coworker got off work at 11 o'clock. We drove to Walmart. We waited in line. Granted, it wasn't a huge line by all means, but we stood there. We waited in line. We got our Halo Reach games, and at the time too, they were giving out like special little knickknacks. I think my buddy got a lanyard. I can't remember exactly. I had a little Halo pen or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. It's been so long. But now it's like, it's just not the same. It's just not fun. It's just not. I don't think kids these days will understand how cool that was. Especially the same with movies nowadays. I feel like midnight releases are also not coming out with movies. Excuse me. But the biggest thing I wanted to talk about today was, I went to go buy this game. I went to go buy Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on PS5 to give away. And one of the other big things that happened whenever you had a new game came out, you had the shelves, you had each slot, and you'd have on new releases, you'd have like maybe 4 to 5 slots filled with the games. So that way when the game came out, more than likely day one you could get a copy, unless it was some crazy new AAA title that everybody was sought after. Like, that's the main reason we went when Halo 3 was out. We got in line and went to midnight release, because we knew as soon as Halo Reach, as soon as it came out, it was going to get bought up instantly. So we wanted to make sure we got a copy. And then that night we all went home and we synced up on Xbox Live and we played together. But when I went today, and it just dawned on me. I sat there, I walked over to the section, and which I'm getting used to. This, but it was just, there was one slot where Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was a remake. And obviously it was empty. But like I said, there used to be 4 to 5 slots, just full of games, full of the games. So even if you didn't show up right away on a midnight release, you still had a good chance of getting one. And it was just dawning on me how different everything is now. That people would have to, even if you buy games online. So this was something that really grinded my gears. My last bad experience trying to pre-order a game was I purchased God of War Ragnarok for PS5 through Amazon pre-order. I was supposed to get the game the day of release in the mail, and then that way I could play it, you know. So all good and whatever. But it didn't happen. The day of the release, I got a notification from Amazon saying that it was going to be a couple more days later. So then I waited a day or two and looked at my updated tracking, and it said it was going to be up to 7 days after the game came out. So I canceled it right there because I was like, well, I'll just go buy it somewhere else. Then I went to like 3 different Walmarts and they didn't have it. And when I talked to one of the employees there, he said that all they got was like, I think it was like 1 box of them. He said in the past, he'd been working there for a long time. I used to work at Walmart, so I know a lot of people that work at my local one. And we were talking, and he goes, yeah, it used to be whenever a video game got released, you know, you'd have a few boxes of them show up that day. They actually a few boxes that would show up before the release day, and they would keep them in the back, so that way when it was time to release them, you know, you could stock them. He said it's just, over the years, it's just dwindled down how much they've gotten all at once. It's almost like, you know, like companies are forcing us to buy them digitally, which in the end is what I had to do for God of War Ragnarok, because even when I went back to try and purchase it on Amazon after, you know, canceling my reservation, it was still telling me it was going to be days before it'd get there. And it finally came down to me having to digitally buy the game, because I think I even took a couple days off, a day or two off for vacation, just so I could have some free time to get into it, because I was so excited for Ragnarok. And it just, I've talked in the past that I don't mind digitally buying games if I can get the physical copy, sweet, guys. That's what I want to do. Like right now, I'm looking at getting Helldivers 2. You know, Amazon has a PS5 copy for like 40 bucks. Looking at doing that. But, you know, there's also, I also have like $30 credit on my PlayStation account, and I'm almost fine with spending that on Helldivers 2, but I would rather have the physical copy so I can just have it, you know? And I just don't like being forced to digitally buy the game, because I want to play it now, and that's what they're writing on for a lot of us. My latest video was Bye Bye Physical Media 2024, which is doing very good right now. And a lot of the comments on there have been, you know, that it's just kind of, they're kind of pushing it down our throat that we have to buy these games digitally, and they want us to. And I'm like I said, I'm not opposed to buying it digitally, but when I'm forced to, it leaves that bad taste. And I'll always have that associated with God of War Ragnarok now, how I was forced to buy it digitally, otherwise I was not going to be able to play it for a while after release. And like I said earlier, I mean, that used to be okay when you knew that maybe next week the game would be stocked at Walmart again when a great title came out that everybody was hyped for. But now when it's just like, it just feels different. I want to know what you guys' experiences with it. And this is, you know, this isn't exactly the announcement video for this, but I will be giving away Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at the end of the month. I will let you guys know more about that soon. I will have a Gleam link for it, so you guys can click on that and enter that. And yeah, I want to focus on getting something cool like that to give away this month, because I'm celebrating 5 years on YouTube, and over the last 5 years a lot has changed, and I think I'm also going to be doing a video about that soon. And I know a lot of you are probably getting sick of these physical media videos, and if you are, I'm sorry, but this is just something I'm very passionate about and something that's easy to talk about. And it just bothers me. It's gonna happen, guys, and we've talked about this. We know it's coming, and the people that, you know, kind of still don't believe it, it's coming, guys. I even had a troll basically say this is bullshit, you know, it's you're fear mongering, blah blah blah, for views. And no, it's nothing like that, guys. It's not me just doing this to scare you, because if that was the case, it'd be a lot worse. I'd be, you know, out here with an anvil or whatever, then just pounding and saying, buy physical media, it's gonna disappear forever. down the road it will start disappearing. Is it gonna completely die out? No. There will be people and companies that hold on to it because it'll be like a niche, and the collectors themselves will be holding out, and they will still sell physical media. They will just start backing it off dramatically, and you just won't see it as much. Retro Obsessed sent me an article that I still need to read completely through, but the top, I think it was the third best-selling item on eBay in 2023 was physical media. Now, whether or not this was used physical media or stuff like that, or maybe it's fear buying, but I think a lot of what's going on now is either people are selling off their collections, or people are starting to stock up on physical media because they're scared that, you know, it is going to be disappearing. So it is a little bit of fear mongering, I guess, if you think about it in the end. But people are still loving physical media. People are still buying DVDs. They're still buying CDs. Surprisingly, still buying CDs, which is just blows my mind. I don't think I've bought a CD in about 20 years, it feels like. Or 15 at least. But yeah, people are still buying physical media. So if people keep buying it, the companies will keep producing it, guys. So that's just it. Is you don't have to go to the extremes and boycott buying games because you don't, you know, still, if all that's going to do in the end is hurt, I think, the employees of the companies more than the companies themselves, because they're making money no matter what. But, you know, just do it within reason. But they will keep making physical media. It's just not going to be on a larger scale. Like I said, when you used to buy games, you used to have like 5 to 10 slots full of games. Now it's down to 1, and that's probably what's going to just keep happening. They're just going to, even on the new releases, it's just not going to be as much made. So I don't know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Is obviously this is happening, but if there is there anything weird over the years that you've noticed kind of dropping off too? Yeah, like release parties when games just come out, getting gifts and some fun stuff with games when they did. Like, I remember even if you got little codes in the books, like, you know, like the fun little 3-day Xbox Live code, so you could, if you bought Halo, you can get the code with it, so you could get Xbox Live for 3 days, so you could play it over the weekend. Yeah, just like lanyards, whatever, just fun little stuff that they used to do with the releases of games and stuff. And just any kind of comment you want to leave below, guys, even if it's going to be a negative one that you're going to try to get a rise out of me or troll, whatever. It's whatever, guys, but I appreciate all you, and I love reading your comments, and I hope that you enjoy this video and my other videos. So with that being said, guys, as always, stay retro, my friends, and I will see you in the next video. Please make sure to check out the Super Retro Force, the group I am that is making content together as a whole. We will have the link to the channel in my description below, and we also have the link to all the other guys that are making content with us. So if you enjoy retro gaming content, you enjoy gaming content at all, gameplay, podcasts, tier lists, top 10, stuff like that, make sure you guys go below in the description and check out those channels as well as the main channel itself. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day. Super Retro Force.